Hello guys, day 8 of 90, and today I'm going to be talking about something which is fairly common for ADHD, which is people that we all have one particular subject that we're obsessed with. Now, it was Charles Darwin is one of my favourites. Whether you believe he had ADHD or not, I don't know, but he certainly has some of the traits that make up ADHD, and it's some of the superpowers you can use if you want to create an amazing life. He was basically a mummy's boy up until the point where he decided that he was going to take a trip on the Beagle, would you believe it, on a sailing ship, and they're fairly tight places. In those days they weren't all that big. The Beagle was fairly small. He was basically going from a very simple sort of life in the countryside where he was collecting samples of rocks, insects, etc., and was basically an introvert. One second, hopefully that didn't stop the live. Anyway, we'll try again. And he basically decided to take a trip with a bit of a wacky captain all the way down to South America, and I'm sure, as we all know, the rest is history. What probably most people don't know is the fact that the guy was not very good with people. That is an understatement, but he used something, one of his skills that he already had from his bug collecting sessions, or his skills, is basically to observe the people on the ship and then take on the attributes that made it successful for him. So he basically watched the people, observed them, shut up and listened, and then basically copied them. And that's something that everybody can do. So whichever organisation or place you're in, observe where you are, because more than likely that is what you will need to become to be successful where you are. And Darwin also did another thing, which I think is quite amazing, is he basically blossomed. He became what a lot of people consider to be pretty fearless. He hung around with the gauchos, collected specimens, went hiking, and spent basically sailed across an ocean where you didn't have GPS. You weren't sure you were going to hit land. There was a damn good chance you might not come back. And what he didn't know is he got seasick. So the poor guy was thrown up all over the place for the first few weeks, on top of that, getting his sea legs. So I cannot imagine how that would have been, but it's certainly quite a lot more courage than most people think. And I think if you have ADHD, you tend to have that risk openness because you basically don't have any of your senses turned off. You pick up all the information that's around you and basically integrate it into your focus, that one particular obsession that you have, and use that to drive you forward, which has an upside, which means that you basically end up mastering things at some point. That may take a certain amount of time, and it may take time to find out what that is that you're going to obsess about. But if you have ADHD, you usually find out sooner rather than later, because we tend to pick up things in general. We started off, and that's the way basically nature built us. We're slightly different than everybody else. Our brains are literally different than everybody else's. So with that today, I am done, and I will see you tomorrow. And I'll be talking more about why I consider people with ADHD to be sentinels. See you then. Bye-bye. See if I can get this turned off properly this time without somebody seeing the inside of my nose. Okay.